Hi guys, it's Mishel, Deception Bytes, and it is July 12th, and it's 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the third time I've had to start this video because I was just being plain weird. Well, I wish I could say that I am bringing you Q, but I'm not. Q has not posted. Still kind of keeping a lookout for that, but I am bringing you Q-related news. So, not quite as good as Q, but the next best thing. So let's get right into it. I've got some interesting stuff. I think you will agree that they are some tasty little tidbits. Look at this. No, really. Look at it. Clinton body count series number 5. Woman set to testify against Clinton's blown up in home explosion. So this is Clinton body count series number 5. Woman set to testify against Clinton's blown up in home explosion. I read it kind of wonky the first time. So, New Jersey couple dies in home explosion. Carolyn Palladino was apparently set to testify to grand jury against the Clintons this week. Home explosion in New Jersey. Video below. Let's take a quick look at this. Whoops. That's just the sound of the chopper that we're hearing there, but at least that gives us an overview and shows us the extent to which the debris from the house was thrown, certainly into the next neighbor's yard and the neighbor after that. So we're not talking a tiny explosion here. There's absolutely nothing left of the home. That's pretty significant. Now, I'm sure it was suicide, she says sarcastically, talking about herself in third person. You know how everyone that dies around the Clintons, it's always suicide. Anyway, the couple, John Palladino, 73, and Carol Palladino, 72, were the only people inside the home in the Newfield, New Jersey, in Newfield, New Jersey, when the blast occurred shortly after 6 a.m. Flames are seen burning where a New Jersey home exploded early Saturday morning. 2 people were killed in the blast. Officials said the cause of the explosion is not currently known. Well, of course it isn't. It probably will never be known. And then eventually they'll probably just say the couple just blew themselves up because they wanted to commit suicide. Who knows? But it's always suicide with the Clintons. Investigators have not revealed what caused the blast, but have said they do not suspect any foul play. Oh, well, of course not. Of course not. It's very usual for a home to just blow up into the neighbors, three neighbors away. That's just perfectly normal. Yeah. Just your average run-of-the-mill house explosion on a nice Saturday morning in New Jersey. I have to laugh at that tweet. And one below. Wow, another one to add to the long list of deaths associated with the Clinton crime syndicate. August 2nd, 2016, Sean Lucas was found dead on his bathroom floor by his girlfriend, weeks after he had posted a video of him serving the lawsuit on the DNC at its Washington, D.C. headquarters. And it says, it looks as though we have more lives to add to the Clinton body count. I cataloged every death I could find. If anyone is interested in looking further, more than 200 deaths related to crooked Hillary and her husband. Now, I would like to look into that, and I am going to look into this tweet a little bit further because, well, if she has documented 200 deaths, I'd like to see that. I believe it. I have no problem believing it. The expected testimony centered on a notorious pharmaceutical company who gave money to the Clinton Foundation in a bid to cover up their drug price gouging crimes. According to reports, U.S. federal grand jury had been impaneled to hear testimony from witnesses witnesses presented before it by FBI investigators and or U.S. attorneys. On July 7th, excuse me, hang on one second. I think I'm choking on saliva. Anyway, on July 7th, the report continues, a massive explosion occurred that obliterated a 2-story house. The shockwave jolted people from their beds as much as 1.5 miles away. As per standard protocol and procedures, this report details SVR analysis in their replying to the MOD's request for information about this event. Conducted a database search of the 2 persons named as having been killed in this explosion, Carol Palladino, age 72, and her husband John Palladino, age 73, with, and very surprisingly to them, an SVR database target hit on Carol Palladino being revealed as she had previously been identified by SVR analysis as being a probable witness against the Clinton Foundation. Well, isn't that interesting? Excuse me, one second. It always starts when I'm doing a video. Anyway, now deceased, Carol Palladino was the lead school nurse for Millville Public Schools located in Cumberland County, New Jersey, and whose inclusion in the SBR's database of potential witnesses against the Clinton Foundation was due to her being a central identified and named figure in the creation of a document titled Training Protocols for the Emergency Administration of Epinephrine for the New Jersey Department of Education. Epinephrine, also called adrenaline, this report explains, is a hormone used to treat anaphylaxis, that is a serious allergic reaction that is rapid in onset and may cause death, and whose administering of is done via a medical device known as an epinephrine autoinjector, EpiPen, and that the Carol Palladino collaborated on report for its emergency administration led New Jersey to pass a law requiring all schools in their state, both public and private, to purchase it, and they're passing another law allowing New Jersey school nurses to also use EpiPens without parental permission. Whether knowingly or not knowingly, Carol Palladino, by her being a main target person in the plot to force all New Jersey schools to purchase EpiPens, she became embroiled in one of the largest medical scams ever known in U.S. history that began when the American Global Generic and specialty pharmaceuticals company Mylan NV suddenly began funneling money to the Clinton Foundation, and that nearly immediately after which saw Gail Connolly Manchin take over as the head of the National Association of State Boards of Education, and who spearheaded an unprecedented effort that encouraged states to require schools to purchase medical devices that fight life-threatening allergic reactions that, in turn, helped pave the way for Mylan NV, maker of EpiPens, to develop a near monopoly in school nurses' office throughout the United States, with New Jersey in one of the 11 states drafting laws requiring epinephrine autoinjectors to be bought by schools, and that the Obama-Clinton regime conspired with, using their EpiPen law that gave funding preference to states that did what Gail Connolly Manchin told them to do. Well, isn't this all very interesting? Unbeknownst to the American people, this report notes it is that Gail Connolly Manchin is the mother of Heather Bresch, who in 2012, right after her mother took control of the National Association of State Boards of Education and began her campaign to force schools to buy EpiPens, became the CEO of EpiPen maker Mylan NV, with Heather Bresch upon taking control, raising the price of EpiPens over 400% to $600 per dose, and skyrocketing her personal worth to over $27 million, and whose protection for this vile plot was provided by her father and Gail Connolly Manchin's husband, Democratic Party U.S. Senator Joe Manchin. to an even greater scandal catastrophe awaiting Hillary Clinton as it dwarfs to near significance her EpiPen one. This report further notes is her active and knowing participation in the United States opioid crisis that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns, whose drug overdoses attributed to it in the U.S. have increased by 13.3% from August 2016 to August 2017 and now total 67,344 deaths per year, nearly all of which were deliberately caused by OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma, who, after funneling tens of millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, saw the Obama-Clinton regime turn a blind eye to their flooding of America with opioids, and as exemplified by Democratic Party U.S. Senator Joe Manchin's home state of West Virginia being flooded with more than 780 million opioid pills. That roughly equals 433 pills for every man, woman, and child in this state. My, oh my, that was a giant run-on sentence. At any rate, we are looking at the content and not the grammar and punctuation. This report, after describing the horrific opioid crisis in America, concludes with SVR analysts noting that this past week also provided an explanation as to why the FBI task force investigating Hillary Clinton and her Clinton Foundation has been increasing their electronic communications with the United States Attorney Office for the Eastern District of Tennessee, and that is due to a shocking court case currently underway in Knoxville, Tennessee, that was brought against Clinton Foundation bribed pharmaceutical giant Purdue Pharma by Tennessee Attorney General Herbert H. Slattery III on behalf of the citizens of the state, and whose shocking to the conscience just released by order of the court documents stunningly reveal. Okay, you know what? I really think that this is very important, but I have got to stop reading it. This entire last paragraph was one sentence, and it's almost impossible to read this because of the lack of proper punctuation. So I'm going to stop there, but I think that we've got enough here to understand why perhaps this poor woman was blown up in her house. She was part of all this. The Clinton Foundation was part of it. She was an unwitting participant, or witness rather. She was not a participant. And it also involves the Clinton Foundation. So this is very interesting. I would like to go back in and look at this and maybe make some notes in a actually legible fashion that can be read. And I may do that in a subsequent video. So we can look forward to that. But we do know that this explosion, which I remember hearing about in the news, is just adding another to the Clinton body count, of which there are. This one woman says 200. I would think that there's probably more than that, but that is probably all that can be documented. So, anyway, let's take a look at this. Well, let's not. No, let's. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you got to prime the hamsters. Okay. Now, Strzok and Page knew of alleged Anthony Weiner sex trafficking link and hid evidence. Well, now that is something worth taking a look at. FBI agent Peter Strzok doctored evidence in the Anthony Weiner investigation to hide the fact that Weiner's laptop, under investigation for his sex crimes with a minor, contained classified Hillary Clinton emails. Did Peter Strzok know that Anthony Weiner was involved in something sinister? Absolutely. And we're going to also be taking a look at this. On the same day that a woman turned up dead, stuffed in a garbage chute in Wiener and Huma Abedin's apartment building, we are learning more revelatory information. So we're going to take a look at that later as well, because that is something new and rather shocking. Strzok and Page under the secretive insider FBI call signal for child trafficking marketplace on the day that news breaks about Anthony Weiner being investigated alongside Hillary Clinton for the fact that Clinton's emails ended up on Weiner's laptop. Deep state insider sources confirmed to Big League Politics that marketplace is the FBI call sign for child trafficking that was used in the investigation into Backpage.com, which the federal government shut down, and for other trafficking rings. So that's interesting. And what's this? Inbox News picked up Wiener source. Outbox Christ is their lead on freaking marketplace. Now that's interesting. All right, so let's go down here. Journalist Paul Sperry reported in an 11/3/16 document, Strzok created a fake timeline of the Weiner email recovery in order to leave a misleading record for the file after the fact for the purpose of cover your ass and getting everyone in Comey's inner circle on the same page, similar to Rice's 1/2017 email to self. FBI agent Peter Strzok secretly manipulated the warrant to search Anthony Weiner's laptop in order to protect Hillary Clinton from prosecution. Strzok was the main operative in the Operation Crossfire Hurricane plot to doom President Donald Trump. So, of course, he was assigned to handle the revelation that Huma Abedin's husband, Anthony Weiner, had thousands of classified Hillary Clinton emails on his laptop, which were discovered in the course of an NYPD investigation into his sexual interactions with a minor, for which Weiner is now in prison. Chuck Marler, longtime former FBI Special Surveillance Group member and current whistleblower against Robert Mueller, explained to Big League Politics exactly how Strzok made sure to protect Hillary Clinton. On October 29, 2016, Strzok broke FBI policy and emailed a sealed draft warrant for the Weiner emails to his personal email. Obviously, he wanted to work on the draft out of view of the FBI and most likely allow someone else to view it for their input. What did he put in the warrant that was filed the following day? First, he limited the scope of the review to keywords and only up to 2 pages of each email. He only wanted to know if the email was listed with a classification. He already knew she had the markings removed before being sent, so he knew classifications wouldn't appear. Second, he put in language to allow outside individuals to help the FBI search. Who were the outside individuals? Third, and most importantly, he listed in the warrant what would be used to determine if a crime was committed, as in if she knowingly transmitted secret emails or if she committed gross negligence. How convenient. That's exactly what he changed in the exoneration draft for Comey. He knew that whatever emails they found on Weiner's computer, they had already ruled that Clinton didn't commit gross negligence in sending them. Marler's explanation is accurate. So, interesting. What's this comment? Seems to me that Strzok is involved in a major cover-up that could take down the entire Democrat neo-fascist party. Anyway. So, this is all very interesting. Very interesting. And I find it extremely interesting that they're using the term marketplace in reference to Weiner's laptop. Very interesting. And Christ, it's their lead on freaking marketplace. She said lead, but I think it means lead. So let's go back. And we're going to come back to the woman down the garbage chute. It's on its way. So, but first we're going to look at this. And like I said, these are just things that I find in my travels through the news that I think that, you might be interested in as well, because they are directly or indirectly related to Q-posts. So, breaking report. Top Hillary aide Huma Abedin gave false statements to FBI agents in 2017 interview. Are any of us surprised? I didn't think so. The FBI previously, hang on one second. First day with the new hands. FBI previously declassified Huma's 302 summary from her 2016 interview with Peter Strzok and David Loffman. Hillary's ride or die aides, Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills, both lied to Strzok and Loffman. Abedin lied to Strzok in her 2016 interview when she said she had no knowledge of Hillary Clinton's private server until after leaving the State Department in early 2013. Abedin did not know that Clinton had a private server until about a year and a half ago, when it became public knowledge, according to Strzok's 302 summary interview with Huma. Email exchanges between Huma Abedin and other Clinton aides in 2010 and 2011, however, reveal she was fully aware of Hillary's private server before it became public knowledge. Email exchanges between Huma and other Clinton aides, as previously reported by the Daily Caller. HRC email coming back. Is server okay? Mills asked in February 27th, 2010 email to Abedin and Justin Cooper, a longtime aide to Bill Clinton who helped set up the Clinton server. You're funny. We're on the same server, Cooper replied. Mills and Abedin were also involved in an August 30th, 2011 exchange in which State Department official Stephen Mull mentioned that Clinton email server is down. And in a January 9th, 2011 email exchange, Cooper told Abedin that Clinton's server had been malfunctioning because someone was trying to hack us. Had to shut down the server, wrote Cooper, who told the FBI in his interviews that he discussed Clinton's server with Abedin in 2009 when it was being set up. Huma Abedin reportedly also lied to investigators in her late 2017 interview, and a declassification of her 2017 302s would make that clear, says investigative reporter Paul Sperry. Sperry reported the FBI declassified Huma's 302 from 2016. Congress must demand similar declassification of her 302 from 2017. I'm told it makes clear she gave false statements to investigators. Yet in a glaring double standard, Huma was never charged or prosecuted for 1001, unlike Trump aides. Excuse me. The FBI declassified Huma's 302 from 2016. Congress must demand similar declassification of her 302 from 2017. I'm told it makes clear she gave false statements to investigators. Yet in a glaring double standard, Huma was never charged or prosecuted for 1001, unlike Trump aides. Paul Sperry. And that was July 11th, 2018. Hang on. According to the Washington Post, the FBI interviewed Huma Abedin in the winter of 2017 after they closed the Hillary email case for the second time. The FBI interviewed Abedin a month and a half after they closed the Clinton email case. FBI agents wanted to know how and why Hillary Clinton's classified emails ended up on her pervert husband Anthony Weiner's laptop. Huma Abedin previously insisted to FBI agents she didn't know how Hillary's emails ended up on her husband's laptop. Some emails were forwarded to Weiner and others were saved on his laptop because of an automated backup process. Excuse me. Breaking. Strzok and his MIE team failed to interview Huma Abedin about why she has classified information on an unclassified laptop she shared with her non-cleared criminal husband until 2 months after the election and after the FBI had already cleared Hillary and Huma a second time. Trump's former national security advisor Mike Flynn was charged and is awaiting sentencing after making a false statement supposedly to the FBI, yet Huma Abedin roams free. In fact, Senate investigators now believe Andrew McCabe altered Flynn's 302s after Strzok's ambush-style interview. Where is the justice? And I think all of us are asking the same thing. And we are waiting for the same thing, and we are continuing to hope that Q is in fact who Q says he is. I have no reason yet to doubt that, but we are indeed hoping that the things happen that he claims will happen. So let's go back. Now, this is actually from the same website that I said was the run-on sentence. So let's hope that this is better written. Police investigating woman found dead in trash chute at Anthony Weiner, Huma Abedin's former address. Now, and it's interesting to note that, of course, I don't think they say that here, but there is connections to George Soros and a lot of other people. So I don't think it's a coincidence this woman dead in the trash chute. They're saying that it was an accidental death, that she was drunk and she fell down the chute. I don't think so. But I could be wrong, but I just think that usually where there's smoke, there's fire. A woman was found dead inside a trash compactor at a New York apartment block on Tuesday evening. The 48-year-old, who police say lived at the premises, was found inside the machine and was pronounced dead at the scene. The police were called to Block 1 at Irving Place in Union Square, where Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin owned an apartment just before 5 p.m. The building maintenance worker found her, and her identity has been withheld until police notify her family. A spokesman for the NYPD told DailyMail.com the woman's cause of death will be announced by the medical examiner, who will determine if she committed suicide or there was foul play involved. Police do not know how she ended up in the trash compactor, but NBC reports her purse was found nearby. Security footage shows the woman walking into the apartment building shortly before she was found inside the machine. PIX 11 reported. Weiner and Abedin have owned an apartment at the address for 16 years, which was listed for rent at $11,900 a month on the same day he pleaded guilty to texting a 15-year-old girl. Abedin also filed for divorce that same day. The listing, posted on May 19, 2017, was taken down just days later, though. It is unclear as to whether the estranged couple found a renter or if the property was taken off the market for other reasons. Neighbors at the luxury apartment block told NBC when police arrived on Tuesday evening they believe it was related to Weiner's conviction. The former congressman is eligible to begin his 3-year supervised release in August 2019. And here it says, breaking. A woman is found dead in the trash compactor at the NYC building where pedophile Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin own an apartment. It's amazing how many dead bodies pop up around the Clintons and their pals. I would agree. Oops. Apologize. Yeah, $11,900 a month. That just kind of sunk in there, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm not ever going to complain about how much I pay for rent again. Rent is ridiculous everywhere, but $11,900. Imagine how much money you'd have to make to pay that kind of rent. Anyway, let's go back. So this also I found on Twitter, and it says, update, lady in trash compactors, friends of Alex and George Soros, also had 4 aliases. And so this woman had 4 aliases: Laura Price, Laura Shalachet, Laura Pychenko, and Laura Prychodko. So that's interesting. And I'm wondering what else we're going to find out in the days to come. And I'm wondering if this will be addressed by Q when he starts to post again, when he comes back. Obviously, there's some days break. The Q team may be busy, may be otherwise occupied, or it just could be a time of silence for unknown reason at this time. However, when Q does return, I fully suspect that this may come up. And I'm wondering what else we're going to find out and what all this is connected to, because it is connected. Now, here is a mother, 48, whose body fell down garbage chute in her luxury New York apartment building and was found in trash compactor. And I do believe she was pronounced dead at the scene, because the compactor actually compacts the garbage, and I don't want to put any disgusting images in anybody's mind, but I'm sure it wasn't pretty. So this is her. How old was she? 48? Yeah, 48. So still fairly young. And I think it's tragic. I really do. So I just thought you'd be interested in this. All these dead bodies, all these different things that I've noticed in the news today just seem, I don't know, some of them seem very, very much connected. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Oh, and I wanted to show you this picture that I found on Twitter. Now, these have not been altered in any way. They were just pictures taken at that, at the right moment, I guess, during his testimony. And I was watching him testify, and to tell you the truth, I had always seen him in stills, like still photographs, and I thought, well, he's a fairly good-looking man. I didn't see anything particularly evil on him, although I was aware of what he had done and said. But when I saw him actually animated and talking, I thought, oh my gosh, you can see the evil on this man. You can see it. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, come on, you are like seriously mentally ill. But if you've ever been around someone that is truly evil, you can see it on them. You can. That does not necessarily mean that every single evil person manifests in such a way that you can see it, because sometimes somebody is evil and they cloak it so well. Well, Peter Strzok does not. He does not cloak it well. And this in particular, I mean, just every single one of these this to me looks extremely evil. I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Or is it just me? Because it could be. I'm humble enough to say I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Seriously. No, I know you're saying, no way, you, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I have a whole bunch more, but I don't want to make this very long. I may do another video tonight. I may do a couple videos tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I do have a lot of stuff that I've come across in the news that is rather interesting. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, that you sleep well, and please stay safe.